because I knew that people would want a video on how to make these flowers more specifically, I thought I'd just do a quick video on that. So welcome to Design Basics. I'm going to show you how to make just this flower. First of all, what you need is you need to take some cardstock and you need to punch it out with the Circle Scallops #2 die. And you need 6 of the largest scallop and you need 1 of the smallest ones. You could put anything in the center. I just ended up putting a small one, and we'll embellish that with some buttons or something. Okay, so here it is in pink, Pixie Pink. And these are the 6 that I did, and I punched them out, and then I ran them under some water, and these will dry faster than you think, which makes them easier to crumple up. It gives you more wrinkles, makes it softer, but they will dry pretty quick. This is actually the second time I wet them, so I could show you the video. Before I got everything set up, they started to dry on me. Okay, so wad these up as much as you can. This just gives you more wrinkles, and it makes it so much easier to ball up when they're wet. Okay, and that's what this yellow one is from the kaleidoscope. I already balled it up nice and tight. This paper towel is just to catch the excess water. Get that out of the way. Now, when I'm ready to start putting these together, what I'm going to need is I'm going to need some of the large glue dots. I'm going to need my heat tool, which I have over here, among other things that I need to move out of the way. I don't have to look at everything I have on my desktop here. Okay, so once you're ready to start working with your flower, make sure you have your glue dots handy and start unfolding these. And just like you would if you were embossing, you want to make sure you have some sort of a hard surface underneath. One of these was a scrap piece that has some stamping on it. I just want to make sure that it doesn't end up on the top because I want to use the back side of it. Here it is. It's not a big deal, and you could actually stamp on these and it would be fun. I think it was just Versamark. You probably can't even see it. I just want to make sure it's not on top, that's all. Okay, so unfold all of your flowers, and we're going to stack these on top of each other eventually, just like this. And you could do this, and you could set it aside and let it dry, okay? But because I'm impatient, and hopefully I'm not the only impatient person, and because I think it adds a little bit to it, I'm going to lay these out, and I'm going to take my heat tool to them. If I tried to put the glue dots on now... Okay, sorry for the interruption. My battery died in my camera right in the middle of that. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my heat tool and I'm going to start to dry these. You'll notice that the edges will start to curl up a little bit, but the biggest reason is to give me the advantage of putting the adhesive on now. Focusing most of the heat toward the center of the flower because that's where I need my adhesive to go. Hot. Okay, move on to the next one. You can start to see as it dries, the color changes on the paper. You'll notice they start to kind of crinkle more. This one still feels a little bit damp. I might not need to dry that one a little bit more. These are still damp, but they're not real wet, and I think I can get away with that. Okay, these two I'm going to add a little more heat to. Okay, yeah, that's much better. Now I'm going to do my small, you can see where the moisture's coming through the paper. I'm going to do the small one. binder paper doesn't take quite as long as the cardstock does because it's not as thick. Now, I just need to start layering these together, and I'm going to use these large glue dots to do that. I kind of want the flatter ones to be on the bottom, so just put a glue dot in the center. And you can reshape these so it's not such a big deal which one's which. Just lay these. It doesn't matter if they're offset or if they're right on top. They're going to have so much fold to them that it doesn't really matter. Another glue dot. If you don't have these glue dots, you could use dimensionals. You could probably even use regular adhesive as long as they're nice and dry. But you'll want to add most of the concentration to the center. Let's do this one next. Super sticky. Just give those a good press because they're so gluey. You really can, just to make sure it's adhered really well. Another one. And then our final layer. Give that a really good squeeze. Now, then you can start kind of manipulating the folds of your flower. And then you can put your last center on. I haven't even decided what I'm going to put for the center of this for an embellishment. I'm going to use the yellow side because I'm going to use it on a card and I'm going to pull that yellow in. Now, you can scrunch these up and then just set that aside to dry if you want. One thing I did on the last one was I took my heat tool back to it for a second. So let's do that. I'm going around the edges as well. This will get some heat up in between them. The petals. You can kind of shape it as you go, because the heat's just going to hold it in place as it dries. Kind of looks like a peony, maybe. I don't know. I don't have a green thumb. I have a crafter thumb. What would you call that? A paper thumb. Okay, so there's, oh, you can even feel where the glue has gotten heated up and soft in the center. So there's my flower, and I'll probably end up putting a button or some other sort of an embellishment. You could use a rhinestone brad or anything else in the center of it. But there's the gist of how you make the flowers. And so I can't wait to see what you guys do with these. They should be fun. Again, you can do this with the scallop circle punch that Stampin' Up! Makes as well in a smaller version. But I thought the large ones would be fun to do. So I will catch you next time. Look for the picture of this on a finished card. And there's also a video about how to make a card using a pumpkin pie flower. And you can look for that on my blog. So just head over to sherrybarron.typepad.com and you can see all my Design Basic videos. Thanks, guys. See you next time.